Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tales, Thoughts and Truths. You are listening to Abhiram Kumar. I hope you are doing well. And before we begin, thank you. This is episode number 10. And honestly, we have come this far only because some of you kept listening, sharing, following, and quietly showing up. That really means a lot to me. So, yeah, thank you for being here. Alright, let's get into today's episode. You know, I have realized something about my life. People who suggest me good books, movies, or web series, you are god level humans to me. Not angels, full on gods. Because algorithms can suggest things, Instagram suggests things, even Netflix throws trailers at you all day. But a human being saying, hey, read this, I think you will like it, that's personal. One of my closest friends, Anjali, once suggested a book to me. Book titled Anxious People by Frederick Backman. No big hype, no explanation, just read it, you will like it. And I'm really glad I listened. Because this book did something interesting. It talks about deep emotions, relationships, loneliness, anxiety. But it doesn't sit there crying about it. It jogs, it smiles. Sometimes it says very heavy things very casually. Which immediately reminded me of a friend I have. You know that type of a person, right? The ones who tell you the most heartbreaking news with a straight face, or worse, with a smile. This guy once told me, laughing, bro, I failed my state PSC exam by zero point 0.5 marks. I just froze. That was his 5 years of preparation, 5 years of pressure. And then he added, still smiling, and today my girlfriend ditched me. Great day, bro. Same tone and same smile. Like he was giving me the weather report. And that's when it hits me. Some people don't joke because life is funny. They joke because that's how they survive it. Anxious people felt exactly like that. Some chapters were long, some chapters were just a few lines. Let me read you one small chapter just so you get the vibe. And it goes like this. 10 years ago, a man was standing on a bridge. This story is not about the man, so you don't really need to think about him right now. Well, obviously, you can't help thinking about him. It's like saying, don't think about biscuits, and now you are thinking about biscuits. So now, don't think about biscuits. All you need to know is that a man was standing on a bridge 10 years ago. Don't think about that man anymore. Think about something nicer. Think about biscuits. That's it. Literally, that's one chapter. It's talking about something serious while pretending it's not. And instead of feeling incomplete, those chapters felt honest. After finishing it, I picked up another book by him titled The Answer Is No. A quick read, sharp and funny. Again, simple but not shallow. Just life written the way it actually feels. If you get a chance, do check these books out. I am recommending them. Because honestly, I also want to be that god figure who suggests good content. So, with that, the tale takes a step back and we move into today's thought. Some stories explain everything, some leave gaps. And strangely, the ones that leave gaps stay with us longer. Because when a story doesn't explain everything, your mind steps in, your memory steps in, your experiences fill the silence. And that's where stories become personal. If you have ever checked my Instagram bio, there is one simple line there. Stories unite people. And I genuinely believe that. We live on stories. We grew up listening to stories from our parents. We believed them completely. Then we grew older and realized we understood them differently. Sometimes we realized they weren't even meant to be taken literally. So we started creating our own stories about life, about love, about success, about failure. We share those stories with others. And one day, without even realizing it, someone else will be telling our story to someone new. That's how powerful stories are. So, here is something I want you to think about. When it comes to stories, books, movies, do you prefer stories that tell you exactly what to feel or stories that trust you enough to sit with the silence? As usual, I'll put this up as a poll. And there is no right answer. Just notice which one pulls you in and maybe ask yourself why. And with that, we are moving on to the truth session. A lot of people tell me they don't like reading. And I always say the same thing. You don't hate reading, you just haven't met your book yet. Because once you find the right one, the one that speaks your language, the one that meets you where you are, you won't be able to stop. Reading doesn't just make you smarter, it quietly changes the way you notice people, the way you understand pain, the way you sit with the silence. And sometimes, all it takes is the right story suggested by the right person at the right time. Alright, that's all for today. If something from this episode stayed with you, don't try to figure it out right now. Just let it sit. Maybe it comes back later, in a random conversation, or while picking your next book, or when you're telling someone a story of your own. And if today made you pause and think about stories, the ones you read, the ones you believed for a long time, and the one you are slowly becoming, then yes, this episode worked. With that, I am taking my leave. I'll see you next time, and you are listening to Abhiram. This is Tales, Thoughts, and Truths. Thanks for being here.